Hi, ladies, and I hope we're just ladies today, because today we're talking about menstrual cycles and change of life. So today is going to be girly talk, chit chat. But I was thinking about, actually I was thinking about our diet challenge coming up, and I was thinking about all the weight gains that I've had through the years, the ups and the downs, and the up 5 pounds, 10 pounds. And I was thinking about when I used to have my menstrual cycle, better known as periods, and they're called periods because they're from one end of the month to the other end of the month period. And you have that small frame in there to be yourself, and then something takes over. But anyway, back to that in a minute. But you always had that weight gain. You know, some was 5 pounds. You could tell that your stomach was starting to bloat. You know, you could tell that you just didn't feel good. I always had 10 pounds, 5 pounds of weight in my stomach bloating, and I would be so just uncomfortable all the time. And I remember I went to my doctor once and I said, gosh, you know, I'm so kind of crabby and I get so bloated. And he would tell me something about, well, you have water retention, and the water retention is in your brain, and it stops your thinking process. I don't know, they tell you lots of stuff back then, doctors, that they don't tell you today. But I thought, okay, it made sense. And back then you could just get a diuretic water pill and that would be it. Today it's a little difficult just to say, oh yeah, I'm bloated, I need some water pills so I can button those pants that I want to wear on Saturday. Not so easy today, but all that up and down weight from you know, your menstrual cycle, it's just like, it's like so annoying. Not to mention hormones and eating, how some people just want to eat when they're, you know, on their periods. It's got to be a hormone, a serotonin imbalance, something that happens to your brain. But I'm telling you, when hormones take over your body, it's like another person comes in, because it's not you. It's just not you. It was never just me. It was just something came in. But I started my cycle period when I was 10. Who does that? It was like very young and traumatic for a 10-year-old to start the whole process. It was just so tough to be on your, without saying 2 words, menstrual cycle. I'm just going to refer them to as periods. But it was like, you know, we didn't have like the fancy stuff that they have today. Then we discovered the crazy jock strap, which was called the Sanitary belt. I'm going to insert some pictures in here so you know what we went through. But these things were like so tight, and they were little straps that went around. It was like a jock strap. And then our sanitary pads back then, you know, they had like flaps on the end, little tags, and those tags were to wrap around this metal gadget that they were on this sanitary pad, both sides, and then you'd step into it, and then you'd put it on, and that's what you had on all day. Well, first of all, I was a chubby kid, so the straps were so tight that you could see my meat, you know, above it and below it. So all the kids would go, oh, I know, it's your time of month, you're on your period, I can tell by your strap. And I was like humiliated. Not to mention the metal hooks dug into your backside when you were in class, and you couldn't even get up for the pain. They just kind of like, and you had a permanent mark there. I mean, it's a wonder I don't have a permanent mark. So for all of you people out there, my subscribers who are my age, you got to remember those days, how horrible they were. I mean, it was just awful. And that's all they had. And then they came out with the really thick bands that were really good. supposedly good, but then your meat stuck out on the top and the bottom, and there was no way to hide it. I mean, you know yourself. You put on a tight pair of pants, your fat's got to go somewhere. I mean, it's just, you're not going to put on these pants and have a flat stomach. That meat's going to go up into your, you know, your waistline. I mean, it's got to go somewhere. I mean, just like even no matter what you wear, if you have an elastic line, that meat's going to stop there, but it's going to show up, you know, someplace on your body. So that's the way those sanitary pads are. I'm telling you, they were absolutely a horrible thing. And then, you know, when you get older, you get cramps and you get bloatedness, you get what they called PMS. Back in the day, they called us another word when we got crappy, which I won't say on here. But then it became like you got a word for it, PMS. So it was like, oh, I'm good. I'm not what they said I am. I have PMS. That's what I have. That's why I'm crabby. We had a reason to be crabby. So that was good. Whoever invented PMS, that was a good thing because we had a reason then. You know, it's like, I mean, I didn't have it too bad back in the day. I did have a family member who really suffered traumatically from PMS. And I'm telling you, we had to plan all our Christmases and Halloweens and Thanksgivings around that cycle, because if she came and she was on her, it was not a fun time. So we really tried to plan it around. Sometimes it would be early, sometimes it would be late, sometimes it would be on time. It depended. I felt bad for her. You know, I did, because it's something you can't really help. I mean, now, you know, drink water, do this, do that. You know, you can do lots of things, I guess, to alleviate that problem today, but it's just something takes over your body like another human being. That's just, I don't know, you know. But I mean, I don't know if you're like me, you can tell me below. Every time I went on a vacation, we planned a vacation, there it was. And I was one that was never, you know, I was never normal. I never had a normal cycle. So I never knew. I mean, I never had like, I mean, I felt bloated and stuff, but I never actually maybe had it when I was supposed to have it. So I would be on my vacations, would plan, and I think, okay, this is good. Sure enough, there it was. Every stinking vacation I was on, I was just so mad. And then one time a friend of mine said, oh, you should get these hormone pills. I never take anything. I'm just a real, my life has been good with not taking too many pills. And hormone pills always scared me. But she said, oh no, you can get these, get them from your doctor. They'll stop your period. You won't have a period on your vacation. So I thought, okay. So I, you know, asked my doctor about it, and he said I can't even remember what they were, Prova, maybe you would know if you remember. So I took them. Oh my gosh, I was like a devil on that trip. I mean, and I got my period. So it didn't work, for one, and I was like crabby for two. I'm like, are you kidding me? And my poor kids, you know, I'd be like, I don't care if you go on the roller coaster. Go on the roller coaster. You want cotton candy? Go ahead, get fat, I don't care. I was like, what? So I was like, sad but true. I was like, so that was, you know, you just have to take life and cycles how they come and not try to disrupt Mother Nature and what's supposed to take place, because, you know, it just doesn't always work out to your advantage. But then you start your period, and when you're young, you have the whole egg process. I am so glad that the only eggs I have now are in my refrigerator that I scramble. I was so tired for so many years of worrying about eggs and producing eggs, and I don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. And it's just there's something about maturity that's just wonderful, because we don't, we go through change of life, but you know, that was pretty easy for me. I was pretty lucky. I was like, I think I was 55 maybe, 58. It was a long time. From 10 to that time was a long time to, you know, have a period. So when I stopped my cycle, I was like grateful. I mean, it was like a dance. I did the happy dance every month. But I was going to the gym back then with my daughter, and it was like every morning we would go to the gym, and we just made this pact that we were going to go together. 5 o'clock in the morning before we went to work, she would call me or I would call her, and if one of us didn't want to go, we would say, oh, come on, come on, come on, I'll bring the coffee, I'll bring the coffee. So we would have coffee and cookies and chat on the way to the gym. Great times, I miss them. But I think all of a sudden, I just got through my change of life, and I didn't have any symptoms. And I think it was from exercising and just having fun. Maybe I wouldn't have anyway, I don't know. But I just breezed through it, and I never got a hot flash. And I am always cold, and I prayed for hot flashes. I'm like, please, please, I want a hot flash. I just want a hot flash. I want to be hot. I want to be hot. I never had a hot flash, and I really wanted a hot flash because I thought I was looking forward to change of life with hot flashes, but I never had one. And I still don't have hot flashes. I'm always cold. But anyway, through life cycles, you know, you just you get through them. And you just you process them, and you do the best that you can to stay happy, and it's hard. I mean, you know, the whole eating and the whole gaining of the weight and the whole crabbiness and, you know, the whole thing. It's a process to be a woman. I mean, we have a lot of cycles and we have a lot of things, and I don't think men get it. Why are you so crabby today, honey? I'll show you crabby. They don't get it. But we go through a lot until we reach maturity, and then some go through a lot with change of life. And I just hope that if you're young, you can get past it, and when you get to maturity and you get through change of life, and I hope and pray that you get through it easy, and don't worry about it. I mean, it's part of life, so don't worry about, don't be afraid of it. Don't think that, oh, I'm not young anymore, I don't have any periods. That's BS. And a lot of people take a hormone replacement therapy, which I never did, because they didn't want to stop their periods. They thought they would be old and life would be over. Not true. Not true. In fact, it's a lot better. But I know a lot of people who did that hormone therapy, and it wasn't the best thing for them. But some it's okay if it was good for you and you got through it. That's great. Me, I didn't do it because I would like, bring it on. Bring on the change of life. Bring it on. Bring it on. I'm ready. So, and I was ready. So, but, you know, life is a challenge each step that you go, and you just have to get through it. And we're women. We're powerful. We're strong. And I think the reason is because we go through so much in our life that we have to be strong. I mean, we have babies, labor. Come on. You know, I mean, we're lucky if we have guys that are understanding to that, but some don't get it, you know, and it's just too bad. But we do things in life because we go through things in life, plus all that stuff that we've gone through. We've had to work and raise kids. So, you know, we go through an awful lot in life to get to maturity, to get to where I'm at today. And I'm grateful to be where I'm at today with no periods. And I don't have to worry about eggs. Boop, boop. Anyway, I don't know if I'll upload this. This might be kind of tacky, but if you see it, I have. Anyway, have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this. It's life, right? You got to talk about life. I mean, beauty is one thing. There's other things in life that we have to go through. And we're tough. We are woman. Ooh, I go up like this, but I don't want to show you my flab. So anyway, be strong. Be loving, be compassionate, be kind. And thank you so much for subscribing, and all my new subscribers, I love you, and stay tuned. And the reason I'm doing this is because I said I started thinking about weight gain for our diet challenge that's coming up, which I'm super excited about, because listen, some of my videos that I see myself standing up in, I'm like, ooh, boy, gotta do something about that. So it's coming up, I think, next video. So stay tuned, and thank you all so much. And if you're not grateful about anything in life, be grateful that you don't have to wear those sanitary belts, because then they'd know where your fat is. Trust me. Love you guys. Bye.